What if your greatest enemy didn't look like a villain? What if it was the person who compliments you the most, the one who looks you in the eyes, smiles and says they care, but behind that smile, they twist, manipulate, and quietly weaken you? It may sound extreme, but it's more common than you think. And the scariest part? These people don't hide in the shadows. They're in the center of your life, and you may not even know it. Our brains are wired to associate kindness with friendly faces. It's a shortcut, a survival mechanism. This is called the halo effect, identified by psychologist Edward Thorndike. Pleasant appearance, good character, except it doesn't. Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman proved that most of our decisions are unconscious. We trust what feels right, not what is right. That makes us vulnerable to quiet manipulation, the kind that whispers, not shouts. In this video, we'll explore the invisible side of power, the kind that looks innocent, but can quietly destroy your freedom, your peace, and your identity. Some of the most dangerous manipulators don't lie. They just hide. Enough. They know that to control you, they don't need to raise suspicion. They just need to look right. Niccolo Machiavelli once said, "It is necessary to appear virtuous, even if you are not." He didn't promote evil, he exposed a deeper truth. Real power wears a mask. These people don't shout commands. They smile, praise you, and make you think the idea was yours. While you trust them, they lead. And by the time you notice, you're already tied to them through decisions, contracts, emotions. Social psychology calls this cognitive dissonance. When something feels right but isn't, your brain tries to justify it. You ignore red flags, downplay discomfort, and defend the indefensible just to feel consistent. That's how manipulative leaders rise. With sweet promises, clean appearances, and carefully crafted words. They don't rule through fear, but through the trust you handed them freely. And the more they appear virtuous, the more defenseless you become. After all, who would suspect someone so kind? Not all psychopaths hide in horror films. Some wear tailored suits, speak calmly, and smile during press conferences. They don't kill with weapons. They kill with decisions, and most people never see it coming. According to psychologist Dr. Robert Hare, creator of the Psychopathy Checklist, PCLR, about 1% of the population has psychopathic traits. But in leadership positions, that number is likely much higher. These individuals are cold, calculating, and incredibly charming. They feel no guilt, no empathy, but they know exactly how to appear trustworthy. Brain scans show reduced activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for moral judgment. They say what you want to hear, make you feel special, but it's all strategy. The moment you're no longer useful, they'll discard you without a second thought. Worse still, they're quick learners. They watch your emotions, mimic your tone, and build a false connection that feels completely real. These people don't break the rules. They write them. Behind their gentle appearance is a deep emotional void that consumes everything around it. The problem isn't that they exist. It's that no one believes they could be so close. But not all danger comes from the outside. Sometimes the most manipulative voice is the one inside us. Carl Jung called it the shadow, the hidden part of our mind where we bury everything we don't want to admit. Anger, jealousy, pride, control. We deny these emotions to seem good, moral, and kind. But repressing isn't erasing, it's hiding, and the more we hide, the stronger it becomes. Jung once said, "What you deny in yourself will control you from behind." And he was right. A 2010 study published in Psychological Science found that people who suppress negative emotions are more likely to explode under pressure and in more destructive ways. Denying your own darkness allows it to surface in disguised forms, in cold decisions, manipulative behavior, or obsessive perfection. The man in the suit may be dangerous, but the good person who never faces their shadow might be worse because they believe their own illusion. As long as we ignore our darker impulses, we remain vulnerable to those who know exactly how to use them against us. Worse yet, we may become exactly what we fear the most. We don't trust because we're naive. We trust because we evolved to. In ancient times, survival depended on cooperation, and the brain adapted to strengthen bonds. One key player is oxytocin, the so-called love hormone. It's released when we hug, hear kind words, or feel connection, but this same chemistry can make us vulnerable. Neuroeconomist Paul Zak showed that high oxytocin levels increase trust, even in risky situations. The more warmth we feel, the more we let our guard down. That's where manipulators strike. They don't need to be brilliant, just know how to trigger the right responses. A kind gesture, a steady gaze, a well-timed compliment, and our brain does the rest. It doesn't matter how smart you are, your emotional programming can be used against you, and often is. But understanding this doesn't mean losing faith in others. It means gaining clarity about how we're wired, because if we want to see the truth, we have to look beyond what feels safe and pay attention to what actually is. If trust is wired into our biology, then the manipulator doesn't have to attack. They just have to look trustworthy. And more often than not, they're closer than we think. It could be the co-worker who always plays the victim. They seem fragile, but control the office with gossip and subtle pressure, or the friend who always praises you, but never truly supports you. Quietly, they chip away at your self-worth. Then there's the partner who says they only want what's best, but slowly they isolate you from others. They make you question yourself until you depend entirely on them, emotionally and mentally. These manipulators don't yell, they sigh. They don't force, they gently suggest. And with that, they shape your thoughts, feelings, and even your identity. Author Brené Brown speaks about the power of vulnerability. But she also warns, vulnerability without discernment becomes a weapon, and manipulators know how to use it. They don't show up wearing masks. They show up with empathy, smiles, and good intentions. And by the time you notice, you're already tangled in their web. Ignoring the signs has a price, and it rarely comes all at once. It's a slow erosion, quiet and invisible, that eats away at your confidence piece by piece. You start doubting your choices. You feel guilty for pulling away. You wonder if you're overreacting, if maybe the problem is you, and before long you lose your clarity. This is the true cost of ignorance. Not seeing the manipulator in time, not recognizing control disguised as kindness, not understanding why you feel stuck in someone else's story. Philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre once said, "Hell is other people." But sometimes hell is not realizing who those people really are and letting them quietly rewrite your life. When you trust the wrong person, you begin to distrust yourself. And healing from that can take years. That's why awareness isn't paranoia. It's protection, because when the mask finally slips, the real pain isn't just the betrayal. It's the time you lost being someone you weren't, to please someone who never was. Now the question from the beginning finally makes sense. What if your greatest enemy is the one who praises you most? The answer is simple, but hard to accept. Real danger doesn't come with a threat. It comes with a smile, with a, "Don't worry, I've got you," with a, "I'm doing this for your own good." These people aren't villains from movies. They play the hero's role, and they use your kindness as a weapon. Machiavelli didn't teach people to be cruel. He simply revealed that power wears a mask, and the ones who seem the most virtuous are sometimes the ones who manipulate the most. The problem? We don't want to believe it. We'd rather feel safe than see clearly, but turning away from truth only makes us easier to control. The hard truth is this: yes, your greatest enemy might be the one who praises you, and what makes them dangerous is exactly that you never see it coming. Protection starts with awareness. Don't just question people. Question your own assumptions. Observe more, react less, and trust what time reveals, not just what words promise. Set clear boundaries. Healthy people respect them. Toxic ones test them. Strengthen your sense of identity. When you know who you are, you're harder to manipulate, and don't be afraid to walk away. Saying no is a powerful form of freedom. Clarity doesn't erase danger. It lights your path, and those who see clearly move through a world of masks without losing themselves. The most dangerous faces don't haunt your nightmares. They walk beside you in daylight, but with attention, awareness, and courage. You can see what others ignore. If this video made you think differently, leave a like and subscribe to Mirror of Being. Here, we don't hand you easy answers. We invite you to ask deeper questions. Turn on the bell, reflect with us. And remember, those who see behind the mask live with truth.